This is Soul Mechanics, practical tune-ups to be a healthy human, and I'm your host, Kate Foley. Belief systems are like cyclical programs running in the background of our minds, repeating the same information over and over again. Most of the time we don't hear or recognize them because they've been an undercurrent. Belief systems validate our experiences. For example, we have a belief that intimate relationships threaten independence. We're likely to find ourselves alone, or in a relationship where our independence is threatened. When the belief is validated, we accept it as truth, and so it goes. We can disrupt healthy biological patterns with our belief systems. Yes, your belief systems are that powerful. Now, what do I mean by disrupting a healthy biological pattern? I'll give you an example from my own life. I believe that my personal worth is connected to my productivity. This comes from my father, who expected his children to be productive, and he was forceful with that expectation. So, because I desperately sought approval from my father, my belief system oozes into everything in my life. My home, my career, my relationships, my spirituality, my emotions, and definitely my health. Since my self-worth is connected to my productivity, think about what happens when I get run down, or when I work too much and I need a break. Or what about when I take a vacation? How does this affect my intimate relationships? I can tell you. Depression sets in when I'm on vacation for too long. At home, I constantly see things that need fixing or maintenance or perfecting. In an everyday sense, I tend to overwork, and I have a lot of soft tissue pain. I exercise a lot. In the past, my belief system has prevented me from being vulnerable with boyfriends. I've always felt as though I needed to help them in some way, in order for them to even accept me. I'll have you know, though, this belief system has been very much acknowledged over the years. It's still present, but when I feel motivated to act upon it, I'm very aware. So there it is. When you're aware of your belief systems and acknowledge when they're engaged, it's only then that you can choose to utilize them, or not. In my case, self-knowledge has saved me from many injuries, and possibly a couple of illnesses. When I'm run down, I can hear that little voice say, I need to rest. Then the belief system kicks in and says, you aren't worthy of rest. There's too much to do around here. You'll gain weight. You're lazy. Blah, blah, blah. I have to step back and recognize that this is a belief system. It isn't real. It isn't true. When I pull myself out of that dynamic and see that it's just a story I've made up, I rest peacefully. But something deeper has occurred. The awareness of the dynamic allows other awarenesses to surface. This is truly liberating. With all that said, there are times when illness occurs without any known affiliating dysfunctional pattern. In other words, it just happens and no one knows why. How do you know the difference? Here's the thing, you do know the difference. But getting to your deeper sense of wisdom takes a guide, especially when you're in crisis. This is when you seek a healer. As I said in an earlier episode, healers take many forms, and often a healer presents themselves when you need them most. A healer's power is in discernment. A healer listens intently to you. A healer senses when to dig for truth and when to allow it to surface. They know when to wait for a mystery to unfold and when to push past resistance. A healer will wait for your belief systems to surface. Illness and crisis are usually the reasons why people seek healers. Illness can be an elusive and frightening teacher. It is a healer's job to take the fright out of the experience and to help you to come to an understanding of yourself and your belief systems. This is when the power of recognizing your belief systems takes the driver's seat. This is when we discover the link between your belief systems and your experiences. This is when we find meaning in the illness or crisis. Finding meaning in any challenge can be difficult, confrontational, fulfilling, and yes, healing. This is Kate Foley. Thank you for listening.